All right, let's jump right in. Today, we're going to be talking about the Islamic story of creation. This isn't just a story, it's a whole framework for understanding our origins and our purpose, and it all comes directly from the Quran and the teachings of the Prophet Muhammad. At its heart, it's about the absolute power of one creator.
Wow, let's just start with this verse because it's huge. Right off the bat, the Quran describes the universe starting as one single joined-together thing, which was then split apart. It's hard not to hear that and think about modern ideas like the Big Bang. It's a powerful way to kick things off, and it really pulls you into the cosmic scale of this story.
So, the big question, where did everything come from? Well, in the Islamic tradition, the answer isn't chance. It's not some random cosmic accident. No, it all kicks off with a single, direct, and completely effortless command from God.
And that command, it's just one word, a tiny two-letter Arabic word, kun. It means be, and that's literally all it takes. When God wants something to exist, he just says be, and it is. Think about that for a second. No struggle, no materials, no effort. Just the will, the word, and reality shifts. It really drives home this core idea of absolute, unimaginable power.
Okay, so you have this instant command, be. But what follows isn't chaos. It's not just a big, messy explosion. Instead, the Quran describes a really structured, orderly process. It's a creation that unfolds over a very specific period of time. Let's dig into what that looked like. Now, you might hear that the universe was created in 6 Ayyam, or days, and think, Monday through Saturday. But we've got to be careful here. Islamic scholars are pretty clear this word, Ayyam, doesn't mean a 24-hour day like we experience it. We're talking about huge stretches of time. Long, vast epochs or ages. The timescale is divine. The Quran itself says one of God's days could be 1,000 or even 50,000 of our years. So the scale is just on a completely different level.
So you can see how it's laid out step by step. It's a logical progression. You start with everything all together, that one single thing. Then, boom, the great separation. After that, it's all about building and organizing, forming the heavens, getting the whole cosmos in order, and then zeroing in on our little planet Earth to get it ready for what's next.
Right, so everything's been separated. But, a big cloud of matter isn't a cosmos, is it? You need order, you need structure and harmony. And that's exactly what this next phase is all about, putting everything in its right place and giving it a job to do, both up in the heavens and right here on Earth.
And the details here are pretty fascinating. The Quran talks about 7 heavens, kind of layered on top of each other. The one we can see, our visible universe, is described as the lowest heaven, and it's decorated with stars. And get this, the stars aren't just pretty lights. They're given real jobs. They're for beauty, sure, but also to help us navigate and even as a kind of protection. The sun is a source of light, the moon reflects it, and their perfect orbits give us the rhythm of day and night. Everything has a purpose.
So while all that's happening up in the cosmos, attention is also being paid to our home, Earth. It's being prepped for life. Mountains are put down to make the planet stable, almost like giant pegs holding everything firm. Rivers and pathways are carved out. And here we come back to that amazing idea from the very beginning, that all life, every single living thing, is created from water.
Okay, the stage is set. The universe is built, the Earth is ready. So now it's time for the inhabitants. But wait, we're not talking about humans yet. Nope. Before we came along, there were other forms of intelligent life.
And this chart breaks them down perfectly. On one hand, you have the angels, the Malaika. They're made from pure light. And here's the key thing about them. They literally can't disobey God. They just don't have that kind of free will. Their whole existence is about service and worship. On the other hand, you've got the Jinn. They're created from a smokeless fire. And that's where things get really interesting, because unlike the angels, they do have free will. They can choose to believe or disbelieve, to do good or not so good.
All right, so the universe is here, the unseen beings are here, and now we get to the main event, the absolute climax of the creation story. God announces to the angels that he's about to do something new. He's going to place a Khalifa, a successor, a steward on the earth.
So how is this new creation made? Well, the details are full of symbolism. Adam is formed from clay, but not just any clay. It's gathered from all over the planet, which is said to represent the incredible diversity of humanity that would come later, all our different colors and personalities. Then, God breathes a soul into this form, bringing it to life. But the real game changer, the thing that really elevates humanity, is knowledge. Adam is taught the names of all things. And this isn't just about labeling stuff. It's about the capacity for language, for reason, for abstract thought. So to honor this new creation and this incredible gift of knowledge, God issues a command. And it's a big one. It's also a test. He orders the angels and everyone else who is there to bow down before Adam. Now, it's super important to understand this wasn't an act of worship, not at all. It was an act of respect, a way of acknowledging the special rank that God had just given to mankind.
Every single angel obeys, but one being, Iblis, who is a jinn present among the angels, refuses. He just flat out says no, and this is his reason why. It's pure pride. I'm better than him, he argues. You made me from fire, and you made him from clay. This is the very first act of disobedience in creation, and it's all rooted in arrogance.
And that one moment of pride, it has eternal consequences. For his rebellion, Iblis is cast out of God's grace. He becomes Satan, the adversary. And from that moment on, the battle lines are drawn. He is the declared enemy of the very creation he refused to honor, us.
And so the creation narrative itself comes to a close. Adam isn't left alone. From his own being, his partner Hawa, or Eve, is created. Together, they're the parents of all humankind. Their story, our story, begins on Earth, a life defined by their role as caretakers, their connection to their Creator, and the constant challenge posed by their sworn enemy.
And that brings us to the final thought here. When you look at the whole picture, the Islamic creation story sets up this entire cosmic drama. You have a merciful Creator, a unique creation, us, given knowledge and free will, and a declared enemy. And all of that leaves us with the one central question this entire narrative poses for every single human being. What then is our ultimate trial?